Okay, hey guys, what is up? I just wanted to um give my opinion on pretty much the new generation of battleships compared to the old generation. The speed difference is I believe between 30 and 20 knots, and what the play style is and what wargaming does to compensate for each ship. So basically, I'm going to show you in one of the warships. Just let me get the game up here. Where did my? I just moved my text bar, so just give me a sec to find the screen again. Okay, there's the screen. And where is my? I want one of the warships open. Let me do this. So let me open up that. Just give me a sec, guys. I gotta find. There we go. I just moved my text bar so everything's moved to a different spot. So basically, put into perspective. So if you're um, if you're battling warships and you want to play a new generation battleship like the Iowa, Montana, or the what was it one North Carolina, you're gonna have a weak side, which means anything put into perspective here, anything above tier 8 to 10, anything in that range, a battleship can pin you and do damage to you as well as citadel you. So basically, if you're a new battleship player and okay, I'm going up the line into Colorado, feel good. Then I get to this North Carolina. Well, what the heck is North Carolina? Um, it's basically a fast battleship. It was the change between the Colorado, which run 20 knots, compared to the North Carolina, and the difference in fuel and coal and stuff that they use. I think they use new engines to get that speed up. And really, it depends on how they were made. I mean, if you go back in time, what I mean, they made the Albany, they made the Wyoming. These are also ships throughout Japan, throughout French, not French, pretty much in the game, but per se in the game, um, Germans and Americans have sole ships. Plus, I believe, isn't there one more line that has, well, no, it's just Japan and Germany. Well, if you think about it, these are two realistic ships. So let me get the game up real quick so I can show you what I mean. These are two ships: the Bayern, the Wyoming, the North Carolina. I mean, the not North Carolina, the Colorado, the New York, the all these ships, and these are realistic ships. Um, they're not, they're not like made by. Hang on a second, this game's about to load is sounding. So that was not bad. So these are all realistic ships. Now, if you take the Russian line of battleships, the Vladivostok is just like if Massachusetts or something, weak sides and front and back armor. Uh, Regardless of the fire that it gets, but like repair party that it gets. Those are fake ships. Now, if you go into the whole war aspect of this and you're into Navy ships and you're, into Germany, Japan, and learning about naval warfare, this game does that. It basically shows you the play style of each ship. Now, yes, you get. Hang on a second. I'm about to get coal here, And this thing is probably going to be over my... Okay, tomorrow I get the balloons. Just give me one sec. And let me do this. Sorry, I'm just setting this up so you guys can see my screen. So basically, what this game does, if I can show you real quick, and then show the play style, because I played Massachusetts, and you guys seen that yesterday against French. And we had some maps where the ships did good, and we had some maps where the ships did bad. Same with slower ships. I mean, if you look at, you just need a slow ship is not going to do good on a no mountain map. You stay back. I mean, if you were to hang on, let me fix this real quick so I know what I'm talking about, and you guys aren't just seeing a blank screen of nothing. Just give me one sec, guys. I'll get this thing up. Here, audio. Oh no, I need graphics. No, it's not. It's not that these ships are bad at all. Just people say they're bad. Here, hang on a sec, guys. Let me just... Is this thing open? Yeah, let me open up this thing now. And then the stream up in like 2 seconds. Once this opens up, I should have the stream. Did that open up yet? Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm just making sure my stuff is open. Audacity. I don't open up Audacity. Oh, Audacity. Okay, I see now. I got it. An updated version of Exploit Broadcaster with new features. Yes. Let me just update this real quick, guys. Yeah. So basically, as I'm updating this, yeah. Next. So as this is downloading, it's pretty much everything I've seen. I mean, people hate slow battleships, and slow battleships are good. Okay, they don't suck. They're not terrible. They can, protect against, defend against cruisers. Honestly, I mean, they have the armor. They have the armor belts on them. But if you go to the... Hang on, let this just load up. If you go to the aspect of what's the North Carolina, Iowa, and Montana class are, they don't have armor belts. So you're there, you're driving it. I mean, you're sailing, not driving. And you're sailing past a ship, and here comes a enemy ship like the Tirpitz. You're going to die. Whereas if you were in Colorado, yeah, you still might die, but you have that torpedo protection. And there has been times where I've actually taken the New Mexico into battle, and I was torped by I think it was a destroyer, and I just angled a little bit to get the torpedoes on my armor belt, and they just saved me. So, for continuing the... Okay, we're good. No, we're not good. Wait. Okay, I think we're good. Just gonna close my internet for a minute. Okay, yeah. Just give us a sec, guys. It's just, I don't know if... Yeah. So basically, if you were... Okay, so to put into perspective of what slow battleships are, think of the Aurora. Think of the um, the Aurora, the Atlanta, the Smolensk. The Smolensk, when it first came in the game, was overpowered. It puts out shells every, I think, 2-3 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that, or in that range of seconds. So for you to, like, I was in Tirpitz. Tirpitz is a great ship, but if you're next to a Smolensk, which is a light cruiser that you should be able to destroy in 2 seconds with HE shells because of the light armor, you can, because the amount of shells coming towards you is the setup wasn't able to automatically close all request applications. Please ensure that. Okay. I'm gonna cancel this. Hang on, guys. And try this again. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to open up everything so you guys can see my screen and stuff in the game. And I'm going to show you guys some play styles too, because I really think that, honestly, for a game that no, don't want to update yet. So, okay, let me just get this updated for you guys. Okay, so that's uploaded. I think you guys can see my screen right now. Continue without. Yep. Okay, so you guys can think what's going on. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, good. You guys can see my screen. Awesome. So basically, let me just open up this. It's just two things I've seen with wargaming in terms of what ships they update and what ships they don't update. I'm gonna make this like this so sound isn't on. The two things: CVs, overpowered gameplay, and the ridiculous ships like the slow ships that they add. Well, if you think about it, what's the New York? What's the Wyoming? What's the Colorado? What's the New Mexico? Those are all slow ships. The reason why you guys are having trouble with those ships and plus the other ships is because most of the players, at 3 o'clock a.m., at 2 o'clock, most of the players are playing tier 8 matches. So when you go down tier, when you go up tier, you have a slower ship. Oh, it stinks. Well, because you can't move around the map that fast. But if you place yourself in the right area and armor-wise, and you know how to use that ship to that ship's advantage, then you're good. Like, I play the Colorado, right? It's a slow ship. I paid for it. I paid, I think, $42 for it. It rocks. I can pin far shells. I don't die as often as I do with the Iowa, North Carolina. And it's just a good ship. I mean, I've passed, I think, let's see, the Colorado, I think, is a tier 7 or something. I passed ships that should have killed me, and I've blown them up. So, I mean, that's just like, it's a different play style. So if you're used to fast battleships and you are playing a fast battleship, Iowa, North Carolina, Frederick Grob, all the high tier fast battleships, those ships are equalized. Think about it. So if you go down tier, the Aurora is supposed to have a torpedo. It does not have a torpedo. So pretty much you're sailing along and you have a torpedo ship behind you. Well, you have to turn, and then if that thing turns and torpedoes you, you have one gun compared to, I think, 6 guns on the ship. Let me see. It's going to play that sound again, but yeah, compared to like 6 guns or something. So let me get this bigger for you guys. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just trying to. So it's just like with the CV rework, with the everything going on, it's like, do you even want this game? Do you even like the game? Because honestly, I would rather have a game where they put in realistic ships and used realistic ships in the game compared to the Russian battleship line that is so messed up, not realistic. I mean, if you look at the Rama had. Okay, so if you're making ships like the Rama, like the Italian battleship line that's coming, why would you hate on these ships that are accurate compared to what is coming? I mean, the Rama compared to the Mikasa tier two. So, I mean, the dispersion of the guns is horrible. You can't hit crap. Secondaries are good, so we can just most people might just use the Rama as a secondary ship. I mean, that like the Italians are good weak armor, very weak armor. You only get 2 torpedoes, so how are you supposed to get 30 torpedoes when you only have 2 torpedoes per game? Yes, it's doable, but I'm not a cruiser player. I'm a main battleship player. I played the Colorado. I played the New Mexico. I've been through the New Mexico. I've been through the Colorado to get to North Carolina, and I honestly love the heavy battleship line. It's much easier to play. It's like taking a and I'll show you guys in a minute. I'm just because I've seen so much hate on ships that U.S. Navy veterans served on. So if you're hating on ships, well, what the Navy? Are you hating that the Navy veterans served on that, or are you just hating the play style? Because like these ships actually served in the U.S. Navy. The Vladivostok never existed. So would you rather have a Vladivostok that's pretty much as powerful as Tirpitz mixed with Massachusetts? Or would you rather have a realistic ship that looks realistic? Everything on the Vladivostok is not realistic. The guns aren't realistic. The secondaries aren't realistic. Nothing is realistic about the Vladivostok or the whole Russian battleship line. So why would you even consider going through that line? Because it's fun? Because you like Russian ships? Oh yeah. But in terms of everything else, it's more realistic for the Russians, if you like a Russian line, to use the Russian cruisers that are in the game. Because the Russian cruisers that are in the game are realistic. They had help from French. They had help from every other country. Probably. Or probably not. Well, look on the history. If you don't know how to use a ship, look up the history. Look up the guns. Look up the secondaries that look at the secondaries, look at the battle style, look at the play style, look at the battles of that ship, so you know sort of what that ship has to offer. This ship right here, let me just go with it. Okay, the music is still playing. Let me just turn this music down real quick. And this is more of a vent type stream. I normally not like this. I've just seen so many. Hang on a second, guys. Okay, there we go. Hang on. There we go. So I just turned that down to now. It's not that like I don't mind getting a Colorado. Here, let me find my Colorado. So because I don't mind playing Colorado. I don't mind playing California. But this is part of our history, whereas something like that's part of the US Navy history, whereas something like here, let me show you. Something like this never even existed in any type of war, in anything. So what this shit doesn't exist, no matter how realistic it looked. This is all made up by wargaming. I don't know what their plan was here. This is pretty much, I don't even know. Like, this is, what the heck is that? Oh, a Spitfire. Well, at least the plane is, or an illusion something. Well, at least the planes are realistic. But this shit never existed. These guns never existed. So, why would you put a Vladivostok with this amount of guns against Kansas? Because what's going to happen here is this is the toughest ship from what I've seen. I mean, you could go up more, but this is one of the toughest ships to kill at Tier 8 compared to the Massachusetts. So, I mean, if you're using Massachusetts or the North Carolina line hang on a second. If you're using the Massachusetts line or the Iowa or anything, this is a hard ship to kill. But you need to get on the broadside of this thing, which means getting all these guns towards you. And if you remember correctly, the Massachusetts has terrible armor on sides. And that could be because of wargaming. That could be because of how they. That's probably because of how they were in real life. But why would you put a ship, Russian battleship line, against another ship? Yes, it's fun, but realism, no. So why would you hate a line that was realistic compared to a line with the armor scheme here that has an armor belt, okay, so you can pretty much pin it like this, you can pretty much pin it like this, recoil. You have to get on the side of the ship, below, hit between here in order to hit like right here, I think, from what I've seen with the Massachusetts. And that's even hard to do because you have to be angled. So you have to know how to kill these ships. But again, if you like the Vladivostok, I'm not hating on Vladivostok, but it's worse than having a ship like the Kansas, where let me bring up the Kansas real quick. This is not this whole setup. How they do this, if you guys didn't realize yet, is they created like they created, but they had nothing to add here. What they made this ship out of. They did have early tier battleships, but they did have battleships. They were a light battleship. They weren't heavy battleships like this. I think I'm pretty sure they did, but they weren't. If the game, I think they did have light battleships. I think I looked it up. I looked at the Vladivostok doesn't exist, so. But I think they did have light battleships that wouldn't go with the game at all because they're light. Every ship would probably penetrate it and stuff like that. But so like, sorry about it, guys. I'm not hating on wargaming. I'm not hating on anything. Like, I think the ship is pretty cool, but realism-wise, no. But if you're going for a realism, like let's say you just get a game and you want to go for realism, as realistic as you can get because of the dispersion, because of whatever. American line, German line, anything like that would work. British line, even that's another line that's good. I got the Queen Elizabeth; it's pretty good. Japan, I think Russian decides their battleship line here, and you get destroyers. So you get this whole destroyer line. Fiji existed, Minsk existed. So why the heck would you add a battleship line? That doesn't even exist. So yes. So why would you add a battleship line that doesn't exist? Well, it pretty much depends on what is equal to the game. So Wargaming thought that every one of these ships, besides the Alexander Nevsky and this heavy cruiser line, I think is it this line, or I think it's this line. I mean, it just was that, yeah. So it's this line. Every one of these ships could not kill any other battleship. Yes, they can if you angle right. If you have that. Now I'm gonna get this ship because it looks pretty cool. And sorry for the horn there. So let me just is this the Alexander? No, it's not the Alexander Nevsky. Let me show you Alexander Nevsky real quick. I normally have streams just like with the amount of people hating on these ships is totally stupid because these ships never existed. These ships here, the Russian battleship line, the ships never existed. So if you're going for realism, why would you get a ship that doesn't exist? Is my opinion. If you're going for realism. And if you go for let me just go to I'll show you Kansas and these ships in a minute. But if you go to where was I? Russia. I think I was in Russia. Alexander Nevsky. Here it is. So this is a cruiser, basically. I think it exists. I'm not Russian, so I don't know. But this ship is pretty cool. I like the top of it. I like the guns on it. I like how the ship looks in general. 2 guns in the front, 2 guns in the back. Decent secondaries, it looks like, compared to a ship that doesn't exist. So, I mean, if you really, it depends on your line. So, why is Wargaming adding these ships? Well, there is other ships in the game, or in the world, or in the U.S. Navy per se, besides the Colorado. Yes, Colorado sucks, but it's a different playstyle. So if you're used to the Iowa, if you're used to the let me just go to the Iowa real quick, and I'm gonna play in a couple minutes, guys. Play some matches, show you guys. I have the West Virginia, I have the New Mexico on here. I basically have the West Virginia and the California to show you at lower tiers, and I have the Colorado to show you, as well as the New Mexico. So around that tier, plus the higher battleship one. Which is gonna be later in the video, but sorry. So if you were to take, if you were to go to Russia, right? Am I in Russia? Yes, I'm in Russia. So this is the Aurora. This thing is really slow, but it has guns. It has these guns. It has these guns. It has back guns, front guns. The thing even has. Sorry. Yeah, it has secondary dual purpose. My bad. Sorry, guys. Just give me a sec. Hang on. Just give me 1 second. I'm good. Sorry about that, guys. So basically, it has secondaries on it. It has these cruiser guns, which these cruiser is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 per side plus 6 per side. These turn around. They have a fast turning radius, pretty much, but it's a slow ship. So if you're against the battleship, like let's say a battleship shows up out of nowhere, there's no way you're getting away with this ship. This ship is so slow. It only goes, I believe, let's see, concealment 68, maneuverability, any defense, where's the speed? I don't know what his speed is. A defense 9, whereas the Oleg has no A defense. But what I'm trying to say here is, would you guys rather have put down in the comments? You can have a debate kind of thing because no other YouTuber did this before, from what I know. So would you guys have, well, not a debate, but like I want to see what you guys would rather prefer if you were playing this game. I know I have a lot of people from my brother's account and stuff, but would you rather, if you were playing a game, have realistic ships or ships that did not exist? Because here's Kansas. Let me, hang on. So here's the Kansas. I'm ready to play in a minute too because I need to catch up on some stuff, but this is Kansas. Slow ship, but still good armor. You have the secondaries. You have your AA guns. You have your main guns. And the ships look realistic. This is a realistic ship for the U.S. Navy. With AA guns in the front. Here. These guns here, which I don't know what. Okay, here we go. Artillery. So, main battery guns, 406 millimeters, 45 MK, 0.7 in a turret. I'm not sure about guns or the specifications as much in terms of some YouTubers are. I know there's other YouTubers are on here with the review of this thing that know like the range and everything. So you have 4 turrets with 3 guns shooting four. So 4 turrets, 1, 2, 3, four, 4 turrets. One, two, three, four. Yeah, the 4 turrets. One right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. And this kind of review on the. If you guys haven't seen these ships yet, these ships are coming out in 4 weeks as well. So it's my kind of way of showing guys these ships and showcasing this ship I'm grinding for an early release. 4 engines in the back. Um, so basically, I think honestly, if this ship was to go against, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, if a Vladivostok showed up, I'm pointing my guns right at that thing. So if a Vladivostok is behind a mountain, let's say, and that's a mountain, well, I'm going to turn my guns and turn my ship at the same time, so my guns have a better chance. Like, so if you're driving straight or sailing straight, I'm sorry, and you have Vladivostok coming out behind that mountain there, you turn your ship plus your guns. Now your main guns aren't gonna hit that before your rear guns do, but the chances of you hitting that, there's a higher chance of you actually getting on that. Ooh, that's okay. Hang on a second. Getting to that point, if you if you're driving straight and you have armor all around your ship, well, do you risk your armor to get your shells on the target, or do you just stay straight? Pretty much, I would turn because the more damage you can do to an enemy is going to be either going to save your team or not save your team, depending on how much damage you do. Now, if you look at the armor scheme of this has 32 millimeters everywhere. So pretty much, in regards to, let me go to my mass real quick, and then I'll go back to this to show you guys the difference, if there is a difference. So at the West Virginia, I think it has, what does it have, like 32? Hang on a second. I think it has 32 millimeters too, right? Hang on, guys. There we go. Yeah, so 26. 343. 26. And then compared to the mass, let me just get my mass. I'm just showing you guys. I'm going to show you guys Val style as well, but for those of you guys who like the information, what I think is a better set for what, I mean, not set, but a better way that wargaming should go, or not hate on your. So, like, Japan put the Nagato out. What do you guys think of the Nagato? It's slow, but faster than the Colorado. Was it really faster than the Colorado, or is it faster than the Colorado? So, just, I mean, like, I don't think, like, if the ship is realistic, so that's just like the USS Intrepid. The USS Intrepid is an aircraft carrier that is not in the game yet. Well, why isn't it in the game yet? It existed, didn't it? It's in the New York port right now. as a museum ship. So shouldn't that be in World of Warships as well? Despite putting the Vladivostok in, despite putting these fake ships in with crappy dispersion as well that do not exist. I mean, the Vladivostok has pretty good, probably from what I've seen gun wise. I don't have it yet, but from what I've seen gun wise, versing it, it has pretty good dispersion. And pretty much can hit targets, especially the Massachusetts, if you don't get the broadside right away on it or destroy it. But what was I going with this? Basically, it's not. Let me go to my. Hang on a second, guys. Let me go to my math to show you guys. So I think the one was 26, right? I'm just gonna go on my math. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna go on my math real quick and check something out. And this is more of an information kind of thing too. If you guys don't know, um, what's the difference between a fast battleship, what the armor is, what everything else is. This is a good way of doing it for people who don't want to, like the Kansas coming out. So, what my play style is compared to the Kansas, compared to playing New Mexico, it's supposed to be like Colorado, but with more guns. So, an upgrade Colorado, but it's slow. Well, more armor. So, you have more armor, you have more stuff. Honestly, I would rather have as much armor as I want on the ship. So, the Massachusetts has a 32 millimeter front. This thing is tanky. It can pretty much pin. Nothing can pin through this. I put this thing against turbines. I put this thing against that. I mean, the only thing I think is the only thing that can pin through this that I've seen is the Yamato, the Japanese Yamato. Odds of you seeing that very slim. So, and of course, with the the other ship that's. Let me just see what the. So this is. Hang on 1 sec, guys. This is 32. So let's see what the. This is 32. Let me see what the Kansas is and see how much people are complaining, kind of, that the armor, well, not really complaining, but that the armor on this ship isn't good. Armor layout. Okay, so you get, if I get this ship early, I get good defense, good survivability, A3 survivability. Hit points 67. That's good. That's really good. Armor. Main turrets 4. Secondaries 8. A mounts 43. That's good. Can't wait until the ship comes out, man. Propulsion wise, 20. That's good too. 22 increase. That's good. Propulsion 23 knots. Same as Colorado kind of speed. So it's like a slow cruiser basically. The Aurora, I think, goes like 20 knots. So you're basically going as slow as an Aurora in Tier 3. So speed 23. So let's see here. So, I forgot that. I think it was 32, right? Yeah, this is 30. Oh, look at that. 32 millimeters. So, if you angle correctly, from what I see, 32, this is a 32 millimeter deck here. This is a 32 here, 32 here. Oh, would you look at that? Just people complaining about the speed. Because if you go to Kansas, if you go to now the guns do get better. The ships do get better as you go up higher tier. So yes, it's going to be annoying, but you get a heal, you get a spotting plane, fighter or spotter, you get defensive AA, and you get a repair party. And what was that? 32. I'm going to play a slow ship in a minute. Now I'm going to play a fast ship and show you guys the difference in armor as well in co-op. I'm not really like in random, so I can only show you in co-op. So that's the only downfall of this video. I cannot do random. But here's the armor belt. We'll give you. So this is all going to be under the war. Now look at the torpedo belt. This torpedo belt is thick. So if you have torpedoes coming, the ship looks sick. I can't wait to play her once I get her. So if you play the ship right, torpedoes are coming at you. Turn to the right. Most of your torpedoes should hit this armor belt. That's how you're supposed to. If you have torpedoes coming towards you, try to turn away from them. If you can't, let them hit your armor belts. Try to let half of them hit armor belts on the side. So if you have 2 torpedo belts on each side of your ship, you have torpedoes coming to the right of your ship, and you have torpedoes coming to the left of your ship. What you're going to want to do here is hit that armor belt. So if you have them coming from the side, turn your ship, hit that armor belt. It will take a decent amount of hit points off because it hit the armor belt, torpedo armor belts, or torpedo belts, as they call it. This is where the torpedo belt ends. This is where the torpedo belt is. This is where it ends on the back. Could see it better if you do this right there. You can't really see it because of the shade on the other side, but it ends right there on the back. So, yes, if you get torpedoed, you're gonna have problems like engines out on you. All your engines are gonna die. I think as well if you get torpedoed. What the heck is that thing? Is that a plane or is that? Yeah, it's a plane. If you get torpedoed here compared to here, it's less on. So if you get torpedoed here, you might get flying. Normally, if you get torpedoed here, it does not give you a fly. I think if you go deep too, it doesn't. If you have those deep water torpedoes. But, I mean, that's how you would play the ship. And not just get torpedoed from. Now, if you can't do anything, of course, you're going to get torpedoed from the front. But try at least to get those torpedoes to hit your torpedo belts. I would rather use this, honestly, in a match than a ship that doesn't exist that Wargaming created. Think of this. So, Wargaming creates a ship, right? Well, what is that ship going to be? Either they're going to put it as a ship that is related to another ship. So it's just like a mixture of 2 ships. In my opinion, Massachusetts, Vladivostok, Massachusetts mixed with a Iowa or anything from the American line, plus the Yamato guns. Now, again, it doesn't pin through everything, but you can pretty much do damage to where your front is fine, but your sides are weak. So, U.S. armor scheme plus Japanese guns. That's pretty much what a Russian battleship is, in my opinion. Um, now, so this thing is good for torpedoes. Now, if you go higher, watch what happens. If you go higher in here, now the other ship is going to be in the game. Florida, from what I heard, isn't really that good of a ship. Again, I could be wrong, but there's a big deck. So if you get HE shells coming in at you, you're going to get hit and you're going to burn. Let's go to I'm just going to show you. And then I'm going to get into the battle in like 2 seconds. I'm just going to show you. And if I forget anything, you could ask in the comments, so I'll get back to you. Again, this is not a stream against people who do not like these ships. It's just a stream to like these ships are good. You just need to know how to play them. And compared to my opinion on playing this ship line compared to other people, other players playing the ship line. I believe this is the armor belt here. So, like compared to basically these ships are good. They're not going to suck. What people are saying is they're going to suck because they're slow, but if you play them right, they're not going to suck. So I'm just trying to tell more people to do these lines, to get the California, to get the Colorado, and try not to spend your money unless you really like a fake ship on fake ships. Because what Wargaming is going to do is, oh, they like this line, they love this line, let's make another fake ship. Do you honestly want tier 8 matches, tier 9 matches, tier 10 matches with fake ships? Like, think of every player playing a fake ship. Would you rather have more fake ships in the game, or would you rather have more realistic ships in the game? I would rather have more realistic ships in the game. Compared to having... Now, compare this to an Iowa. Fast speed, slow speed. More guns, less guns, powerful guns, not as powerful, armored, not armored, on the side. So it pretty much depends on what you guys prefer and what your playstyle is. If you like the playstyle of slow battleships, now they just made the California. The California is good with the right player. I play slow battleships. I love the California. So many other people hate the California. California sucks. California is slow. The majority of people that hate these battleships hate the speed. They think they're gonna die. They think they're not good. They think, why create this when you can create a timed battleship one? That's pretty much faster speed, more armor. Faster speed, dispersion. But like, where's the realism? I mean, yeah, the realism is in times as well. They have battleships, but Wargaming is a company, so depending on what they see is going for them, they're gonna want to, like, what's working now. I've seen Floridas in the matches. I've seen, I think one. No, I haven't seen Kansas yet, but I've seen Florida in a match. So basically, what people are doing is they're buying the ship before they complete the line. Now, yeah, you can't complete the line Um, you can't complete the stuff in the armory, and you can get the ship from the premium shop as well. And yes, it is realistic, but if people see, if wargaming sees that people are buying these ships, they're going to put out more slow battleships. If they see that wargaming is not, they're not buying slow battleships, and they're not going to put out a slow battleship line. They're going to put out fake battleships. They're going to put out whatever is going for them now. And kind of think of it, we do need new ships. Think of wargaming. World of Warships was created when, I think, 3 years ago. They had a Missouri. I joined the game when the Missouri was in the port, and the Missouri was available. Yes, I want the Missouri so bad, but I like these ships too. It depends on your playstyle. So what I'm trying to say is every ship is not terrible, regardless of what the ship is. If you have a Montana, if you have a Iowa, if you have a North Carolina, if you have a New York, if you have any ship in this game, besides the I forgot the name of it, I couldn't even play because of armor sucked on it. It was a Russian cruiser. Yeah, the armor sucked on it. The guns were terrible. But again, I don't like that ship, so I sold it. It's a rare ship to have in the game. It was given to me when they added the Alexander Nevsky. I got it when they were adding the Alexander Nevsky when they moved the ship for coal. I think a ship for coal or whatever. I forget the name of the ship, but I prefer this line than the Russian line. Now, yeah, I probably can't get that ship again, and I don't really mind because I do better in this line of slow moving battleships and fast moving battleships than I do with a Russian line. If you look at the Russian line, if you just saw the Russian line, if you pay attention, the amount of ships I only got to the sign up, I think, because the armor sucks on it. You go broadside for a second, Massachusetts looks at you the wrong way, your citadels. Another ship looks at you the wrong way, your citadel again. You die. And you have a limited amount of fire. So if they're using HE, they can basically burn you to death. But generally, it depends. Honestly, it doesn't depend on wargaming. Is going to create whatever is going well with them. They haven't seen a battleship line, so hence Kansas, hence every ship you see here. They haven't created since I joined the game. They've created new premium cruisers, like the Anchorage, like the Alaska, like the Azuma, like stuff like that. But they never created a new battleship line yet. And this is the line that they created. They figured that, okay, we need more battleships in the game that are slow, that are realistic. Let's do it. People want. Think of the let me think of the line. Give me a sec. The Japanese line or the Europe line. So let's go to the Europe line real quick. The Europe line has only wrong line. Commonwealth. So if you're Australian, these are the only ships that you can get that are Australian. Wargaming has no plan to create anything else than this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 premium ships they have to pay for. I got the ship for more gaming. I love it. It's good. I love the play style of it. And I would never sell it because I can play it. If you go back here, the US, okay, needed these ships. Because every ship that came out, Anchorage, Alaska, Puerto Rico, were all premium ships. So, what got upgraded recently? Russia. Russia, Russian cruisers, Russian battleships. I believe. What else got? French destroyers. That's another one. Italian line. Those ships got made recently, and nothing happened to this line or anything here. So Wargaming was like, "Oh, let's put in some slow battleships." You know, they were realistic. But the meta of the game, okay, when you guys try to have ships, this okay, so there's a co-op match, right? And there's a random match. Would you rather have co-op not exist because of the ship line? So basically, would you rather go against the same ships in the same use the maybe that came out wrong. Would you rather go against the same ship? So what I mean is, if I use North Carolina, right? So if I use a Montana or North Carolina, then I could pretty much. So okay, let me think of. Okay, so if I use a Montana, right, and I want to play the Montana, I love the Montana. Would you rather go against Tier 9 and Tier 8 ships? Or would you rather go against just Tier 10 ships? Because now, if you go against Tier 10 ships, think of this. So you could go against a Montana. You can go against Japanese. Would you rather Wargaming put you in a Tier 10 match every single game? Once you get a Tier 10, you're in a Tier 10 match every single game. So you're against the Yamato, you're against the Zhao, you're against every game. So you're against the Zhao, you're against. Now, it's randomized as well, or if it's not random. So there's a bunch of battle styles that you guys can do as well. But would you rather go against Japanese battleship, like the Yamato, every single game? Or would you rather go against Izuma or Amagi? This is how Wargaming is set up now, so you can have a wide variety of ships that wasn't supposed to. Now, I don't think at all that Americans would take a slow-moving battleship like the Vermont against the Yamato. That would be the most horrible idea ever, in my opinion. This is the Vermont. But if you ever had a thought about, what's going to happen if I go against a slow battleship and use a Vermont against the slow battleship, what would happen if there's the Vermont, the Kansas, the Colorado, the New Mexico? I could actually do this. I could put the all of these ships against the Yamato. It's fun. It's a game. Yes, but would you rather have this be more realistic with less ship rare ability, or would you rather have it be less realistic? I mean, less realistic how it is now. I think less realistic. It's more fun, honestly, because you're not stuck in a game with a Yamato every single time and you don't know how to kill it. And these shits probably would be in a different tier then because they would be blown apart by the Yamato every single game. Yeah. Yummy. Okay. So later tonight, or late, probably it's gonna be later tonight for me, but it's probably gonna be tomorrow for you guys. Or the next day for you guys. I'm probably gonna upload a video of the USS Massachusetts playstyle compared to the Colorado play. Actually, I already have the Massachusetts playstyle, but I could play in co-op. It's just like the differences between each ship. I just don't get, like, why would you want fast battleships that don't exist, or why would well, because it's powerful. They made it powerful. It was a powerful ship. So, well, why is it in tier 10? Well, because it won't exist, or it will be overpowered in a tier 8 match. Well, I can't play it because this is the only ship in tier 10. Challenge for you. So that's basically, I mean, how about I look at it? It's a challenge. It's challenging. You don't really, you can't really. It's fun, but it's more annoying for people because you want to be able to kill this ship. You want to be able to dodge these shells. I get it, but new line, new challenge. That's what makes the game fun. Again, I not hang on Wargaming for creating the Russian line, Russian battleship line, or any line that doesn't exist in the real world. I think that's fun. I just don't prefer to play those ships. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a battle video after I eat, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And please like my stream. Sorry for the event. I've just seen so many people on the game with. Did I just X out of it? Hang on a sec. This is not closing. Why is it not closing? Oh, there we go. So it just pretty much depends on the matches and what you guys think. I'm not hanging on Wargame. I'm not hanging on anything else. But I just need to put that out there because I've seen so many comments about how these ships suck and stuff. I just want to say what I think, honestly, because it's just like, why are they upgrading this? Why are they doing slow battleships? I hate slow battleships. They're good ships. I use California. It's a good ship. So, again, whatever you guys think, I'm not debating on you guys, or I'm not saying that, you guys are wrong. But I just wanted to make sure people know that these ships are strong and they could do a decent amount of damage to other battleships. So, I'll show you guys probably later tonight. I'll be live doing battles in fast battleships and doing battles in slow battleships, and you guys can decide what you prefer. So thanks for watching. Sorry it was a whole rant video, but I just had to pretty much put my thoughts into what I think Wargaming is doing, and why they're doing it, and why I think this battleship line is gonna turn out to be. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll be streaming again tonight sometime, and have a nice day. Coming now, mommy. Moomy. And thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it was rant. I just need to put that out there because I've seen so many comments about people um, saying these ships aren't good when realistically they are good. You just need to find the right playstyle for them.